Tired of Middle Eastern fragrance dupes and looking for fragrance houses from the Middle East with mostly originals? This video is for you. Stay tuned. Hi everyone, CeeChronicles here. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My content is mostly fragrance reviews, but I do throw in some vlogs and lifestyle as well as fashion content if you're here for the first time. I hope that sounds interesting enough for you to stay, and all you have to do is click the red subscribe button and join the family. I also want to acknowledge my returning subscribers. Thank you so much for always supporting me and coming back. Do give me a follow on Instagram. I go by the name CeeChronicles over there. Let me know in the comment section that you've come from here and I'll give you a follow back. As you've seen on the title, guys, no pun intended, I compiled 8, but I know there's loads out there. So if you know of another Middle Eastern house, that does mostly original fragrances, that is original compilations, don't get pissed off. It's just that I wanted to compress the video so that it doesn't get too long. I might do a part 2. Disclaimer, there are going to be houses that are mentioned here that will have a few fragrances or a couple of that seem or align to what is already on the market. But my criteria for choosing these Middle Eastern houses here today are, they don't seem to focus on just replicating intellectual property, or at least if they do, the ratio is not that much. Okay, so that is the criteria I used here, in this selection. I'm going to start with the first one. I have Ajmal, and this is Sinora, and this is not a review. I'm just showing you the house of Ajmal. This is what I have. But what I have mostly from these houses are fragrance oils, because again, like I said, they are expensive. So number one being Ajmal, you should, I would recommend you trying, say, Kafia. If you didn't know where to start, they have Kafia, and that is 1, 2, 4. Those are different fragrances. This one that I have in the Attar is number 1, and this one is your soft, woody, spicy, embery scent that has a warmness and a uniqueness there. A Middle Eastern touch. They have another one called Al Layl or Layel that is also from Ajmal. In case you don't know where to start from, that one is gonna be your, a pile of Middle Eastern spices in that fragrance. I'm gonna put a picture there. It has some florals as well, quite smoky, animalic. Another one is Dan Al Oud Moatak. Pardon me if I am botching some of these names. I'm just trying to run through this as fast as I can and give you some examples. That Moatak is animalic, it's woodsy in nature, embery, has a rose, and it has that well distilled, good quality Indian amber wood. If you want to try that, that's something out there, as well as Ajmal Kalab. That is also on the fruity side with the grapefruit and spices there. So that is a fragrance house, or Middle Eastern fragrance house, that I feel has a lot of original creations, Ajmal. Moving on to number 2. And that's Al Haramain. Okay, Al Haramain was founded in 1970 in the United Arab Emirates. They have a vast selection of fragrances. They have Attars. They have, I think, home fragrances as well as some incenses out there. So if you're interested in that, you may want to try Al Mas. That is one of their very good Middle Eastern fragrance with a Middle Eastern touch. They also have Hayati. I happen to have Hayati in an oil form here. Hayati to me is a musky scent that you may want to try. I think there's 3 musks in there, if I'm not mistaken. In as much as they have, like I did say in the disclaimer, they will have some like Dazzle, which happens to be an Amani C dupe. That one is obvious for people that have tried that. They have Amber Rouge. That's a Baccarat Rouge 540 dupe. Also, they have Amber Oud, which is also similar to Amouage Interlude for men. But if you notice on their, their pyramid or their fragrances, most of them are actually, unique creations which come from that. Number 3 is going to be Amouage. Okay, Amouage goes without mention, guys. This is quality, luxury, you name it. I happen to have Amouage Interlude Woman. I just brought it here not for the purposes of reviews, and I only have one in my collection because these are not cheap fragrances. Amouage was founded in 1983, and they have some of the most luxurious perfumes on the market. They also have Attars and extraits, and some body care as well, but their Attars have been discontinued. So if you can get your hands on those, good for you, or if you can find them somehow, maybe on eBay or something, because the Attar section of Amouage, if I'm not mistaken, is now on the discontinued side. But they have well blended perfumes, guys, and I'm talking based off perfume oils. If you watch, there is a perfume oil company, Appo, which is Arabic perfume oil company. They sent me the entire Amouage collection, and I couldn't believe what I was smelling. Okay, it is just beautiful, well crafted. So moving on to number 4 now is Abdul Qarashi. Okay, that one is on my number 4, and I think one of the most popular ones from that house is Safari. They have Safari Intense as well. I have Safari in oil form here. It's an oudi, woodsy floral that is piney in nature. It's going to give you that Middle Eastern experience. It's a superb Middle Eastern offering, you know, in a nutshell. They also have one called Sadine Blend. I could go on and on. That one is it's fresh and spicy and oudi as well. And they have a lot of attars out there, so you may want to try that. You may want to, you know, get your hands on some oils there. If you are somebody that says, okay, I'm so done with these Middle Eastern houses, you know, doing dupes. It's not all of them that do that, or that are into manufacturing dupes. You know, as you've seen here, there are some Middle Eastern houses that do actually have a wide selection of their own pure original. Number 5 is going to be Attar Collection. I do have just one Attar Collection. I think you've seen this. I have done a review of it. This one is Halt at Night. I'm not here to talk about Halt at Night, but I just wanted to show you. They have these bottles. They also have another line called Selective Range, if I'm not mistaken. That one is 127. That one has a mixture of dupes as well, but they also have originals. Okay, and another popular one within, you know, from the Attar Collection that you may want to put your nose on is Hayati. You know, Hayati is your creamy, fruity, honeyed vanilla, quite soft but beautiful fragrance. They also have another one called Arij. Why I mentioned Hayati is I also have that one. I have the Hayati perfume oil, so I've sniffed that one, and I can recommend it. They have Arij, which is a powdery ambery floral within that Attar Collection. Attar Collection is not too pricey. They're not as pricey as Amouage, but if you're one of those people that, you know, say, well, I respect intellectual property, I'm not about to, you know, purchase dupes or anything like that. These are the Middle Eastern houses that you may want to try. Now, next up is number 6. Rasasi. Rasasi is not maybe an unfamiliar fragrance house to a lot of you out there. I've seen it's popular, but the ones that seem to be getting the hype are the dupes from Rasasi. But you know, I wanted to mention that founded in 1979, this is a family business that is in the Middle East. Although they have, you know, the ones that are hyped up like Kasamat, and they have the La Yawakan line. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that as well. Those are very popular. Those are the ones that come to mind when you speak of, Rasasi. But they do have a lot of original creations. They have Attars as well, if you want to try that. They have less hyped fragrances like Dal Banati. I had that one. I had to give it to my daughter. I had a little oil of it. It's pinkish in color. I did feature it in my previous oil collection videos. Dal Banati, that one is a bit playful, a bit youthful, very young in nature. They also have Inshirek Gold, which is a unisex woodsy clove forward scent. So if you want to try Rasasi, and this is not limited to, these are just examples. Now, my number 7, I cannot leave without bringing this one, Rehab, which happens to be one of the most affordable Middle Eastern fragrance houses out there, founded in 1975. Their perfumes combine Middle Eastern elements as well as Western elements. So if you're that kind of a person that doesn't want to take a plunge, and you don't want to detach yourself mostly from the fragrances that are very popular out there, but without exactly duping anything or with Middle Eastern elements, you may want to try Al Rehab. Very affordable as well. I can give examples to you of a couple of Attars there. They have Choco Max, which I always talk about here. They also have one called Anwar. They have Tower, Grenada, just to name a few. And Al Rehab is very much on the affordable and accessible side as well. I've seen a lot of Al Rehab, especially on Amazon. If you want to try those, or just randomly on eBay and stuff like that, you could put your nose on some of those. They may have some dupes, but based on the number of fragrances that they have on the market, I noticed that they have a lot of fragrances that are seem uniquely to their house. Last but not least is Montale. I'm not sure if a lot of people know, but Montale is actually Middle Eastern. Was founded by a Frenchman, Mr. Pierre Montale. He spent a lot of time in Saudi Arabia creating a lot of fragrances, though he later returned to the to Paris. He continued creating fragrances with the Middle Eastern Oriental touch and vibe to them. If you tried from Montale, I'm sure you will know that it is known for its extrait-like concentrations of perfumes, very heavy, very beastly, long-lasting fragrances out there. That is what Montale is all about. And if you know, the popularity of the Middle Eastern fragrances is their longevity. Most of them seem to be very long-lasting, and for that reason I had to put Montale at number 8. Now that is what I had for you guys today. 8 Middle Eastern fragrance companies that do have a lot of originals, at least to my research, as opposed to dupes and clones. These are fragrance companies that you may find a couple of fragrances that they have replicated there, but it doesn't seem like their main focus is just on duping. Thank you so much for watching me today. I hope you found this helpful. Let me know in the comment section if you know of some more, because I know there must be hundreds out there. I just had to bring a little clip here just to make your weekend enjoyable. CeeChronicles is my name. Hope you have subscribed. If you haven't, why not? Do click on that bell to turn on notifications as well, so that you are notified anytime I upload a video. Like, comment, share, and remember guys, smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.